Hi, my name is Daisy and I'm 18 years old. My brother David and I have been living together and looking after each other since our parents died. Well, my mom's probably still alive, but we consider her dead. My dad is no more. We grew up in the ghetto, but now we live in Beverly Hills. My brother is now a millionaire. He is a soccer star and he plays for a big football club in Europe. He takes very good care of me because I'm all he's got, and it's the same for me. No parents, just having each other's backs to the end. I thought I knew a lot of things about my brother until the time a situation came and it brought out a side that I never knew my brother had. Normally, I don't socialize, like, I literally have very few friends. In fact, just two, Stephanie and Eva. But if there's one thing I envy them about, it is their way of being free with their life. I'm rich and can afford what they can't afford, but there are things money just can't buy, and I feel like I'm left out whenever they bring up matters of their outings and other fun stuff that they do. I do fun stuff too, but mixing with others is something I don't know how to do, and it upsets me a lot. So my friends decided to take me out where I would meet a lot of people from different class. We went to a musical carnival, and just like they had planned, I met a guy named Brad. Brad is a nice guy, and he was about 20 years old. We started as friends, but not for long. Brad made his intention clear that he would like me to be his girlfriend, and he asked me out. A few days later, I said yes. It was another stage in my life since Brad was my first boyfriend, and somehow I had a very good feeling about him. I told my brother about Brad, but he didn't say anything, so I thought he was okay with it. I later discovered that every time I talked about Brad, he brought up matters to cover his topic up or brought up some of my previous faults. I confronted him and asked him why he was always behaving like that, but it turned out to be a wrong decision. He got so mad and told me never to confront him about this. I was shocked. He was so mad at me just because I had a boyfriend. I couldn't see him being mad at me, so I went and apologized and asked him again as to why he didn't support me in being in a relationship with Brad. But this time, I asked with several apologies. He didn't explain to me why he didn't support me in this decision. Brad came from a poor family and he was still planning his way to college, was doing odd jobs just to save up some money and helps his family. My brother believed that people would pick money over love. I mean, that sounded ridiculous to me, so I asked why would he believe in such things? And that was when I learned the real story about my parents. While I was a little child, my dad used to work with an oil company, and we were financially doing really well until he lost his job and we were going broke. Dad had to keep selling his properties just to keep food on the table, and when he had nothing else to sell, he had to get loans from different people just to keep his family going. But it was not helping the situation. The debt went on increasingly. The most painful part was that Mom left us and followed a rich celebrity. According to my brother, she stated that she cannot die in poverty. Hence, she left Dad with two kids. Now, not just in debt, his wife left him. The pressure and difficulties were just too much for him. This gave him high blood pressure and series of sicknesses and eventually led to his death. This situation broke my brother's heart and gave him negative lessons that people only love you when you're rich. And that is why he believed Brad loved me only because I was the sister of a millionaire. I tried to prove him wrong, but the sad story of my parents was evidential enough. It was also heartbreaking for me, like, to hear about my parents. Everything was messed up, and I was so confused. For days, I didn't want to speak to Brad, despite seeing his calls and texts. I just didn't know what to do or say. Then my brother came to me and said I deserved to be happy. But first, he will have to test Brad. So, one day, my brother did something very amazing. The biggest football star came over to our house. He happened to be a friend of my brother. Although he was much older and my brother looked at him as a mentor, they currently play in the same team. What I saw next surprised me. Brad walked in at the same time. I was shocked to see him. I asked him why he came because I didn't remember inviting him. But he said he received a text from me saying he should come over. Immediately, I knew everything was a plan because I never invited Brad. My brother was definitely up to something. Using my phone to text Brad and inviting him and the football star at the same time and same place, it was tricky. Brad saw the star. He was so happy. It was like a dream come true for him. I knew how much he loved football. The three of them sat down and talked about football while I stood there watching them, trying to figure out what was next that my brother would do. Like an hour of chatting left, the star called Brad and they took a walk outside the house. The star came back and what happened next was so weird. They came in, hugged me, and went upstairs with my brother. I just stood there thinking what was going on. After a while, Brad walked up to me and said he has no choice but to quit the relationship. The football star promised him $5,000 to walk away from our relationship, and besides, the money could help his future. After hearing this, my parents' story came into my head and I was heartbroken all over again. Tears rolled down my cheek. My brother came downstairs with his friend and told Brad he has no money to give him and everything was a plan. He said he would never allow his sister to be a victim just like his father was. He wouldn't allow me to be in love with someone who wanted me for the money and not for who I was. Brad felt ashamed and left our house in shame. My brother hugged me, looked at me and said, "Don't worry, the right person will come at the right time." With everything that happened, the test, knowing my parents' real story, it made me realize how much my brother loved and was ready to support me to find happiness. Well, I had ended everything with Brad and I'm back to being single and hanging out with friends. I hope one day I'll find my true love who will love me for me and not my wealth. Please tell me, what would you have done if you were there in my place? Do share it in the comment box below. And don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Bye!